Hello, let's talk about absolute value. First, let's just talk about basic characteristics, such as the graph right here. So graph looks like a big V, and each branch is actually under 45 degrees with the x-axis, right? So it's two straight rays, right? Each of them going 45 degrees with x-axis. The parent function, the basic function in this family, it looks like this. F of x equals, then we have two little vertical lines and x in between. This means absolute value of x, right? So f of x equals absolute value of x. From this graph here, we should be able to tell that we can use any x value here and we will get the graph, right? So we can go to the negative or to the positive as far as we want to. We will never find value that will not actually work. So all of them will work, which means the domain is all real numbers, everything from negative infinity to positive infinity, right? Now, if we look at this red graph and we want to determine the range, we should be able to say that, well, there is no graph below this point, 0, 0, right? There's no graph here. Graph starts at 0, 0 and then keeps going up, right? So any value on y from 0 to infinity will actually eventually show up, right? So therefore range is from 0 to infinity, 0 being included, right, with the bracket. Now let's try to explain what the absolute value really does for us. What does it represent? So if we have a number line and we have a 0 right here, the absolute value actually tells us distance from 0. And this is how. Let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are here at negative 5. And then we are here at 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 5. Well, what would be the distance from negative 5 to 0, from 0 to negative 5? How many units? Well, it is 5 units, right? But the distance from 0 to positive 5 is also 5 units. This is kind of like you're standing here at 0 and then you need to go south down the road for 5 miles, or you need to go north down the same road 5 miles. Well, either way you go, you went 5 miles. You're 5 miles away from the starting point, let's say from your house. So, or this can be west or east, doesn't matter. So if you go in one direction 5 units, you end up at negative 5. You go in the other, you end up at positive 5. But the distance from 0 to each of those places is the same, 5, right? So if we have, for example, absolute value of x equal to 5, what will x be equal to? What can we say that x is equal to? Well, as we said right here, it can be negative 5 or 5, which means this. Absolute value of 5 means distance from 0 to 5 is 5. Absolute value of negative 5, which means distance from 0 to negative 5, is also 5. We can also think of this way. Whatever is inside the absolute value, so whatever is inside of these two vertical lines, in this case it's a 5, it is going to come out non-negative. It got to be 0 or positive. So if this was a 0, it will come out as 0. If this is 5, it comes out as 5. If it's negative 5, also comes out as 5. It will never come out negative. So as long as we have real numbers here. So absolute value of any number, positive or negative, is going to come out as not being negative, right? I hope you liked the video. If you did, click like, click subscribe if you didn't already, and make sure you keep smiling.